Something
Recording
goofy.
has started.
Something fun. And now we need an intro.
We do need an intro. Well,
We don't have an intro.
You don't have an intro. He's Darian. I'm James. And this is DJ's Reviews. You want to introduce the book, or shall I?
I can introduce it.
Go for it.
So, I thought I had it beside me. Do you have it with you?
It's in my car.
Ah.
I
Well,
have the cover of it over here.
we're starting with the Bible.
I like the Bible. Good book. Good book.
Uh,
Highly recommend.
But actually, the first book that we are going to be reviewing is Rock, Paper, Scissors. It's written by Alice Feeney, and it's pretty well known, pretty renowned at this point. So I'm sure a lot of you have heard of this book if you're clicking on this video.
I would hope so. Yeah. Well, I liked the book.
Oh, it was a wonderful book. It was not at all what I expected. So my fiance had recommended it and talked it up. I will say there was a little bit, oddly enough, there was more romance in it than I thought there would be, but also less. I feel like we should give a little bit of a preface to this.
Yeah, so the book is about a married couple trying to take a romantic weekend away to save their marriage.
They're going
And
down.
yes. That was a rough marriage, I would say.
Hmm. And I didn't even get to say my opening line from my notes.
Go for it. What's your opening line?
Marriage is what brings us here together today.
Oh, that's also a good book that I haven't read.
It is a fantastic. It is fantastic. I have also not read it. It sounds like it should go on the wheel after this.
I think you're right. Speaking of the wheel, no.
Not yet. You'll find out about that wheel later.
Will you? Yes, you will.
Okay, but yes, this book, Rock Paper Scissors, Alice Feeney does an incredible job. It is twists, it is turns, it is a roller coaster of, I think this is going to be this, I think this is going to be that. It's like you're playing detective the whole time, and the whole time you're wrong.
Yeah, that was very true. I was like, oh, what if this happens? I was like, oh, I think it's gonna go for that turn right there, and it zigged where I was going for a zag, and really it blew me away. There were a lot of twists, and I guessed none of it.
Oh, for sure. I had a couple guesses that I think were close, but it was like if there was one scenario, I had 8 different guesses for it, and one of them was 30% right. So,
Yes. So the book has a lot to do with writing, right?
Mhm.
One of the main characters, Adam.
well, we I don't know how much we should share.
Well,
I'll leave that up to you.
editors cut that out. Which I guess that means one of us.
Whoever's watching this, cut it out.
Yeah.
But yeah. So nothing they do is helping with fixing their marriage, and they the main character, one of them, she is awarded through a work raffle a free weekend away, and their counselor says that she thinks this will really help their marriage.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Man, it starts off so tense. Like you can just feel the tension in their relationship. And that's just like I think Alice Feeney did a really good job with depicting a marriage that is falling apart, and I hope that is from none experience. But I don't know.
One of the things that I loved about the way that she did this is just that giving the different perspectives of the different characters. I've always been a fan of that. I read a good number of books that kind of followed that same methodology
Mhm.
with the different chapters. One of my favorite examples when I was younger was the what is it? Is it the Heroes of Olympus series?
Yeah,
I
Percy
think that's what it
Jackson
is.
stuff.
Yeah. So the series, the sequel series to Percy Jackson.
Yeah. I never read that one myself. I enjoyed the first series. But yeah, I do like a good book that switches like point of view characters a
Mhm.
lot. Um,
And I think that she did it very seamlessly. I think that she transitioned very well between the characters, picking up, but it wasn't telling the story necessarily always from a continuing point.
yeah,
It was it was giving this the a different character's perspective on the same situation in a lot of times in the book, a lot of scenes.
yeah, and definitely feel like she did a good job with that. Um, Specifically, I enjoyed the two main point of view characters. Um,
Mhm.
I I felt like I like could identify with some of their struggles or whatever, like they were just like they were relatable, I would say. Um, Not that I've experienced, marital conflict. Uh,
No.
but I think she did a really good job with that. And it made me want to keep reading and to get to the bottom of why these two people were having such like deep struggles.
Mhm.
Um, and I think that's just a great thing to have in a book where it was such a page turner. I Every time I pick it up, I didn't want to put it down. And I'm like, man, it's too late now, but I have to know what happens next.
Yeah, if I had had the time, I probably would have read all of this in one sitting.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we're both, I think, very busy right now,
Oh, yeah.
so it took me I think it took me 3 sittings or 4 because I read the first chapter and then I couldn't pick it up for a couple days, read about to page 80, 85, and then the next day I read from 85 to, how many pages were in the book? Like 285, 290?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I read till about 250
Oh,
the next day.
oh, that's about like the twist.
Mhm. Well, I thought that I read through the last major twist, so that's when I put it down and went to bed, and, picked it up the next day, and I did not. I had not read the last twist. Um, I felt like the spirit of Billy Mays was creeping up on my shoulder. But wait, there's more!
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, she did such a great job with those twists. Like I know we talked about that already, but I just want to emphasize like those were good.
No, we're gonna
S-
have a counter for how many times that we say the word twist in this,
Twist.
but we should also have a counter for how many twists there were in that book.
Be fun to know which one was higher.
I think if it had a theme song, it would be Twist and Shout.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I definitely would recommend that book to a friend.
Oh, 100%.
Um, if you're in for a thriller, right?
Mhm,
Because that was definitely twists and thrilling page turning book all the way through. I
mhm.
was not a fan of reading it in a house, home alone. That was a little hard at times because like I'd be reading, I'm like, wait, is that something? Oh no. uh, yeah.
Yeah, overall, I think there was the romance aspect of it was a little different than I expected
Yeah.
it to be. I have to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of, romantic arcs in books, but,
Hmm.
that's just me, I just don't really read romance. it was very well portrayed the way that this was set up, and it was integral to the story. It was driving the plot. The whole
Yeah,
purpose of what they're doing is to save their marriage, so it's kind of, necessary. And I'm not pouting because of it. I think it was very well done. It was very tasteful. There wasn't, nothing graphic.
yeah,
So,
I completely agree. Yeah, romance isn't really my genre. I'm much more of like a science fiction fantasy guy.
yep,
Uh, and you know, if
I'm
you
falling into that fantasy adventure.
sprinkle a little bit of romance in there, that's fine. But like, I've never been one for like strictly romance books. Wouldn't say necessarily that this was a romance book.
No.
Um, I think it definitely falls more into the genre of thriller.
Mhm.
Uh,
Michael Jackson.
yes. Uh, oh, I'm glad you did it because I thought about it. Um,
It's gonna drop the little Easter eggs through the rest of this.
yeah,
Anytime you react to something. Yeah, how was your rating?
my rating. I did think about this,
Okay.
and as much as I enjoyed the book, I'm going to like enjoyed it. Would recommend it to a friend if it was like something in their wheelhouse. But I say 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Um, Something I will get into in our spoiler episode, which this is not spoilers. We will have an episode where we discuss it more in detail and with many more spoilers if you wish to join for that. But
Right.
I will leave my thoughts a little bit more for that episode.
Just to elaborate on that as well, yeah, we wanna talk about the book.
Yeah.
There's too many twists not to talk about the book, so we can't talk about the twists here because, you
There's
know,
so much.
so many people would be just distraught. I mean, what are you gonna do? You gonna come in here to be like, "Oh, how's this book? Should I read this book?" And then you just hear all the twists in the book, and you're just like, "Eh."
Yeah, no. What I would recommend
Um,
is to you, watcher, listener, whatever you do. Um, if you enjoy what we're talking about and think the book sounds good, you should read it. And then you can join us in the spoiler episode where we get way more in detail in it. Because
also,
as we were reading this together, we haven't even discussed the book at all. So definitely looking forward to that.
and just to make sure that it's out there, I give it about 7 glasses of chocolate milk out of 9.
7 out of 9.
Yep, 7 out of 9.
Chocolate milk glasses. But what would you rate it out of 5 cups of coffee?
I think your mic just killed your laugh.
Oh no.
You just got your noise suppressed.
There was definitely some noise there.
I give it like 3 coffees out of 5.
Okay. Respectable.
If I were looking at somebody's face and for whatever reason I couldn't actually like understand what I was looking at, I would say that it was a little bit more of a Monet and less of a Van Gogh.
That's a deep cut right there. All right. Well, I think that's all I've got to say about the book right now. What about you? Last
I think so.
thoughts?
Let me check that little outline that we had here. Oh, well, we already said that we'd recommend it to people.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, if you like thrillers, read the book. If you don't like thrillers and you just like mystery, read the book. Um, yeah, it's a good book.
Yeah.
Topsy turvy, twisty turvy.
Man. Now, if only I knew what we were going to read for next time.
Oh no.
Do we have a way to decide? what we're gonna read next time?
I don't know, do we?
Guess we'll have to figure it out.
Oh no. Here. I think we do have a way.
We have a way.
We do have a way.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
I'm sorry, where there's a what?
Where there's a wheel.
Where there's a wheel? There's a wheel. I'm gonna go ahead and add. You said we want to add Princess Bride to this, right?
Yeah, that sounds great to me.
Okay, well, it's kind of weird to have 11, but we'll do it. All right, give me a countdown.
3, 2, 1, blast off.
Oh yes,
yeah.
yes.
I'm
this
excited
is so
about this
fantastic. One. This is so fantastic. Okay, so A Study in Scarlet was it the first of the Sherlock Holmes stories? Is that what it was, or was it just the first major?
I looked up first Sherlock Holmes, and Study in Scarlet's the one that came up. So I'm gonna say
okay. Well, whichever one it is, I'm excited because I love the Sherlock Holmes stories. They hold a special place in my heart, and I love the whole mystery aspect of things, adventure. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited as well.
Very excited.
I know you have much more experience with Sherlock Holmes than I do. Seeing as I have not read a single one, I've just watched the BBC show. So I'm really excited about this one.
Oh, which one was the BBC show? Was that Benedict Cumberbatch?
Benedict. Yeah.
Perfect. Yep, that was the good one to me. RDJ did a fantastic job as well in the movies, but
yeah,
I think Benedict Cumberbatch was the best Sherlock.
From what I've seen, I can agree. I do have a soft spot for Robert Downey Jr. But all right. Well, if you're excited about that next book, join us in a month.
Yep, join us for A Study in Scarlet.
All right. We'll see you next time, guys.
I love you.
I love you too.